Blind Equality Achievement Month, and the National Federation of the Blind of Idaho presents Gardening, a new summer project for a blind woman during the pandemic, with Ramona Walhof.
I'm Ramona Walhof, and I'm just learning to garden. I used to have a swimming pool in this part of my yard, but it wore out and I had to put something else in, and I could not get help figuring out landscaping, so I figured it out for myself, which means river rock and planters. So now I have 4 planters, and I planted a little bit of corn off behind the planters, and I have a few stalks, which is wonderful. They taste good, but anyway, so I'm learning as I go. This is strawberries inside this planter, which you really can't see much of. But last year I tried strawberries, and the squirrels, or the birds, but I'm pretty sure it was squirrels, got most of the strawberries. So this year my son and I designed a squirrel keep out by putting this over the top. So if I open this up, then we can get to the strawberry plants, but the squirrels have been not getting to them. So that's been great, and the strawberries are getting a good start. They taste delicious. Next year we'll have more of them if it isn't too dry to water in this part of the state. So this year I put in 2 sizes of tomatoes, some large ones. Mostly you're just going to see green tomatoes here because we try to keep the ripe ones picked. And sometimes it's much faster for me to get help picking these tomatoes because the green ones are hard. I can feel them, but to go and feel every single tomato on both of these vines would take forever. So I mostly don't do that. And I always have tomatoes. I've got way more tomatoes than I can use because I'm not into canning right now. I don't have enough people to feed, but the cherry tomatoes grew out of their space so much that we put in a bunch of extra tomato cages just to hold them up off of the ground. I am not good at getting down on the ground at my age. I'm only 77 and it's good to start something new, but I don't need to crawl around on the ground. And so I've got lots of cherry tomatoes and I'm sharing them with people who come handy. I started this year with this planter, and I put in spinach and broccoli, and I learned a lot about spinach and broccoli, and the spinach in particular was quite good. The broccoli, I may not do broccoli again. I've had really good luck with beets. I've loved them. They're mostly gone, but, well, there's a few weeds too, but I still have some beet plants, and we'll pick some more. But I like beets, and they have been very good. Right now, the most exciting thing in this planter is my carrots. It took them a long time because the early part of the summer was so hot this year, but now I have lots of carrots, and I pulled a bunch of them, but I gave some of them away, and this one looks like it might be a nice big carrot. Well, this is not by any means the biggest one I've pulled this year, but it's a nice carrot, you can see. And I also have zucchini over here. Last year I had a bumper crop of zucchini, but this year my zucchini has been very minimal. I have 3 plants, and you see they're great big plants, great big leaves, and they are growing. But I probably haven't had more than a dozen zucchinis, maybe 15, and I won't get anywhere near what I did last year. I don't know what the difference is. Maybe it was just too hot in June. But they are doing okay. Not as well as I would like. I don't know that I'll plant zucchinis. I have developed an allergy, so to touch the leaves on my arms makes them turn red and itch for a week, so I've been wearing long sleeves. But I don't know that I'll put zucchinis in next year. I'll try something else. And my corn stalks back here, as I say, the corn has been delicious. I'm from Iowa. We had lots of corn when I was a kid. I haven't had as much, but it is very good. Some of these leaves feel really dry, and so I may need to watch. I've been watering manually to try to save water and to try to get the right amount in the right place at the right time, but I'm not sure I've got it quite right on the corn. Or maybe my sprinkler tubes are not set quite right. But anyway, you can see I've been having some success, and it's a lot of fun for me to do. I don't know what else to say except that blind people can garden if they want to, and every individual who gardens changes what they do and they do the way they like it. I haven't put a lot of emphasis on flowers, but I did put in some forsythias, which are a ways away. And last year they struggled, but this year they seem to be doing much better. I haven't watered them for a day or two, so they may be a little bit dry, but they have grown beautifully. I have 2 of them, and oh yeah, they feel great. So in the spring, I'll have lots of nice yellow forsythia. And in between these forsythias, I have mint, which everybody says mint just grows crazy, and it's great to chew. You can just break off a little branch of mint and chew it, or you can put it in a salad. And if I could chew it, but it would probably make me talk funny, so probably this isn't the best time to chew it. We do have some tomatoes that we picked. It's not been my best day, but it's a nice collection of tomatoes, and I'm gonna let our cameraman take these with him because I've got plenty, and I give away tons of them. But they are nice tomatoes. So, if you want to garden, if you want to talk to a blind person that gardens, they're all over the place. There's a fella in Middleton who has a master gardener's certification, and if I have questions, I have people to call. I talk to my sighted friends about gardening too. They all know more about it than I do since they've been doing it for a long time. So we do have these hibiscus in front of the house. We had more blooms on it earlier, but these blooms are pretty impressive, and I think it's a high point in the neighborhood. My grapes are perfect this week. They're not very big, but I have a lot of them, and they are delicious. I have some more at the other end of the yard that have seeds in them, but I don't make juice and jellies, so these are perfect to eat. They tangle all up, but I get a bunch at a time.
This has been a feature of Blind Equality Achievement Month, presented by the National Federation of the Blind of Idaho. Live the life you want.